The PC world is filled with different variations, but there are only two different kinds of computers: desktops and laptops. There has always been a clear distinction between these two groups, especially when it came to gaming. For the past few years, those who've chosen to game on the laptops have had to deal with the many limitations that come with it. But now, NVIDIA has just changed the lives of all of those laptop gamers for the better. Computers, just like any other electronic device, generate heat. The main separation between desktops and laptops are the way that they handle this issue. With a desktop, keeping the components cool is typically a very simple task. If the fan is powerful enough, then the components should stay cool because desktop cases are built to be spacious and have enough room for the components to all be able to work together and breathe accordingly. Once you keep a desktop in a well-ventilated area and free from dust, then chances are that your components aren't going to overheat. This is a lot harder to achieve when dealing with laptops. Laptops are meant to be sleek and have a small form factor. Therefore, manufacturers have to deal with the issue of slimming down all the components that are found in a typical computer into a nice, sleek design, putting them all together in this small, compact space. So right there we have our first issue with high-performance laptops, because when dealing with more powerful components, that is even harder to achieve. Some manufacturers have even tried making their gaming laptops a little more beefier just to make sure that there's enough ventilation. Also dealing with the fact that there's much larger fans than what you find on a typical laptop. But even then, that issue still hasn't been completely fixed. It's still very hard to have a perfect laptop body where you're having powerful components running at solid temperatures even after long hours under heavy load. So one of the limitations with gaming on a laptop versus gaming on a desktop has to deal with the way performance is handled. Desktop GPUs have always been more powerful than that of laptop GPUs because they're always plugged in, and they also have the benefit of staying cool a whole lot easier than what is found with laptops. Laptop GPUs have lost power for the sake of functionality because manufacturers have to make sure that these components still stay powered even when running on a battery. And they also have to make sure that these components don't overheat very easily. So that has been the main thing that has separated laptop and desktop GPUs. Thus, you can have the exact same GPU in both a laptop and a desktop, same name, but the power difference is still very great. For instance, the NVIDIA GTX 960M is not the same as the NVIDIA GTX 960. The 960M loses about 30 to 40% power compared to the 960 simply because of the limitations that is caused by having that part in a laptop. So that is the main issue that manufacturers have had to deal with, and gamers have simply had to just live with for the past couple of years. But NVIDIA has gone ahead and done something that nobody probably ever expected. They have finally managed to break down the wall that has separated desktops and laptops. They have gone ahead and actually given laptops the exact same capabilities as a desktop. So how exactly was NVIDIA able to go ahead and do this? Two words: Pascal architecture. Pascal is NVIDIA's brand new architecture, replacing Maxwell, which was found in its last set of GPUs. With the Pascal architecture, these brand new cards are now more power efficient, and it's also allowed them to go ahead and be able to give them the exact same amount of power capabilities as what you would find in a desktop GPU. So these new cards are part of the GeForce GTX 10 series. So that's the 1060, 1070, and 1080. Notice I did not say M in those names. There is no 1060M, no 1070M, and no 1080M. It is just 1060, 1070, and 1080, whether you're talking about a laptop GPU or a desktop GPU. The only difference between these two kinds of cards is that with the laptop GPUs, they have a slightly higher amount of CUDA cores and a lower clock speed than their desktop counterparts. But other than that, they're basically the same card. NVIDIA invited many popular tech channels, like for instance Blunty and Alanis Tech Tips, over to an event that was happening in Europe to show off these brand new cards in action. So they didn't just announce it and say that this is what they do. They actually went ahead and showed it. A whole new line of laptops were shown off, coming in from the various manufacturers, showing these cards in action. So they ran very high fidelity games such as The Witcher 3 and Doom in 4K. That's right, in 4K. Max settings. All the frame rates were really good, much smoother than what you would find on a typical laptop GPU. And not only were these games running smooth, but these cards are also powerful enough to handle VR. So you can now carry a laptop with you and have VR. That is truly amazing. NVIDIA really did step up their game with this move, all thanks to the brand new Pascal architecture. So 4K VR in a laptop. Who would have thought? No more end tag lines, so from now on, laptop GPUs are virtually going to be on par with that of desktop GPUs. Now, as someone who just bought a gaming laptop, this does upset me. I literally just got it 2 weeks ago. Why, NVIDIA? Why did you do this to me? But these laptops are definitely a lot more expensive than the typical gaming laptop. There are some really solid gaming laptops out right now, such as the Dell Inspiron 15-7559, which is retailing for a little over $800. So compare that to these brand new GTX 10 series powered laptops, which are retailing for approximately, the base price is $1,300, and you can see that there is still quite a discrepancy in the price range. So it's going to be a while before these brand new sets of laptops are truly affordable. But hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. But still, the fact that they managed to actually go ahead, take an age-old problem and fix it, it's amazing having desktop power in the small form factor of a laptop. So you really can play with power on the go. That is truly amazing, and hats off to NVIDIA that they were able to do this. So even though I am saddened that they did this right after my laptop was launched only but a few months ago, and I just picked it up a few weeks ago, so the fact that they will still have the traditional laptop GPUs obviously selling alongside these new ones until these new ones become a little more affordable to make. So that's just how it's going to be, at least for about the next, I'd say about 2 to 3 years before this becomes a uniform thing where all laptop GPUs are going to be on par with their desktop counterparts. So it should be interesting to see how this is all going to turn out. So if you're in the market for a gaming laptop, now you know that yes, it is going to cost more than how much of it costs to build a PC, a traditional desktop PC, but remember, what you're paying for is still form factor. You can't really build a laptop. I mean, you can, but it's much more difficult than trying to build a desktop. So you're paying for that form factor, and for some people, they need a laptop. Some people have been able to regulate this issue by having a powerful laptop and a powerful desktop, but that is simply not possible for everyone. So for those who need a powerful laptop, now you know you'll be getting the exact same experience as what you would have gotten if you had just gone ahead and bought a gaming desktop. So yes, it is going to cost a little more, or should I say a lot more, but remember, you're paying for form factor, and just be happy that this problem has been fixed. So definitely great news coming out of NVIDIA. Once again, congratulations to you. You just made the PC gaming world a little bit happier.